Everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a little tour of my vanity / my makeup organization. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wanted to have everything set up and organized after we moved down to the basement. So I finally kind of think I'm okay with everything and how it's set up, so we can finally actually do this video. First thing, my desk itself is from IKEA. This little unit here, the chair, and also my drawers. These are obviously the Alex drawers that everyone has. So I really wanted everything that I use on a day-to-day basis to be actually on the desk. I did used to have things that I would use daily in the drawer, and I kind of just didn't like that because I was always reaching into the drawer. Everything I use on a day-to-day basis is out in the open, ready to use. I'll start here. So the first thing is this little doodad. I actually got this at Walmart, and it was in the office section, so it's like an office paper organizer, but I keep makeup in here. So this is kind of like my eye section. So this little compartment is eyeliner. So I have a brown and white eyeliner from Wet n Wild, a Sephora eyeliner, ColourPop eyeliner, and an e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. Then in this guy, I have some eyebrow products. So I have a eyebrow wax from CoverGirl, and then a eyebrow mascara from Essence, and then a lip chap because I always need lip chap. Here in this little thing are just some samples of eyeshadow primer. I have this little container from NYX that I have eyeshadow primer in, and usually when this gets a little bit lower, I'll actually just fill it up with these. Then I have a couple brushes. I think this is actually a lip brush, and then this is the brush I used to put on my primer. Then I have setting spray. Then I have some mascara products. So I have two different mascaras, a waterproof mascara coat, and then some mascara fibers. The top part of the shelf, first I have for decoration just a Beauty and the Beast hairbrush. I don't actually use that hairbrush. And then I have here a little case that holds makeup wipes. I have some Febreze spray. This is from Lush, and it's actually for chafing. I actually just didn't have anywhere else to put this, so that's why it stays here. Hand cream. I have a pencil case because in my drawer, I actually keep a notebook, and this is gonna sound really lame, but I actually keep kind of like an inventory of all my stuff, basically so I can see if everything's crossed off, I know I need something. I keep this here, and then when I get new stuff or I use something, I can use a pen to either add it or cross it off. Then I have some glasses cleaner for my glasses. I keep a hairspray here just because sometimes when I'm doing my hair, I won't notice if I have like some flyaways or something. But then when I'm looking up close in the really close mirror, I'll notice something. So I have that here just to fix it. I used to keep here my most used eyeshadow palettes, but I kind of liked having all of the Naked palettes out. This is literally all of the Urban Decay Naked palettes. So I have the original Naked 2, Naked 3, Naked Smoky, Naked Heat, Naked Cherry, Naked Reloaded, and then finally the Naked Honey palette. Then down here, the first thing I have is actually this. It's actually empty, but this is the box from the Belle lipstick of the Disney Designer collection that ColourPop came out with. I actually have the lipstick here. When this collection came out, I bought two of these because as much as Belle is my favorite princess, this was actually my favorite color that came out with the collection. So I bought collection that came out with all of the lipsticks. So I have another one for display purposes only, but then I had another one that I actually used because I actually love this color. So that's that, and then I just keep the box for decoration. I have a little chip cup. This is, I believe, from the Disney store. And in here, I just keep a scrunchie that if I have my hair down, when I do my makeup, I'll put my hair up. This is the Neutrogena Rapid Clear for acne. So if I have a blemish, I'll put that on. And then this is just a powder puff. I got this with something, I don't remember what. I know it's from Too Faced, but I don't actually use this, but I just love these powder puffs, and they always remind me of, there was an old episode from The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh where they were putting on a play and they were trying to get everything ready, and Tigger just ran around and he was like, makeup, and like would powder puff everyone like right in the face, and he had like a giant like face-sized powder puff, and this always just reminds me of that because I always remember that, and I always think it's hilarious if Tigger just running around and be like, makeup. I think I bought this off of Wish, honestly, but this keeps my most used lipstick. This is a Disney collection, obviously. I believe this was from the Face Shop, and then obviously this is from the Sephora collection, so it's just a really True Red, the Belle one, you saw that. And this is the color I currently have on my lips. This is from Essence, and it's the Color Boost Matte About Matte. The color is called Mad Matters. Oh, this is actually just a lip exfoliator. That's from e.l.f. And then this is from Too Faced. This is called Sunday Fun Day, and that is like kind of like a mauve purpley color. And then in behind, I just have a couple more lip products. So this is from e.l.f. It is a lip primer and plumper. This one is also a primer and then a lip brush. In behind here, I have a concealer and a foundation. I don't wear foundation or concealer every day. I really only wear concealer to cover up blemishes. And then I really only wear foundation nowadays. On the weekend, if I'm going out or something, I do not wear foundation at all. On the weekdays, I just can't be bothered to set it and everything because I do have extremely oily skin. Oh, I forgot to show this. Here I keep some powder, so I have bronzer. This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. A highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlight, and then just a pressed powder from CoverGirl. I'll usually just put on a primer and then set it with a powder, whether it's a pressed powder or a loose powder like this one. And then I have two different primers here. So this is the Hard Candy Fix It Serum. This is the mattifying version. And then in here, same thing I do kind of with like my eyeshadow primer, how I will put samples into this tin. Same kind of thing. This is honestly just a whole bunch of samples. It looks disgusting, but it's honestly just a whole bunch of samples. And then I'll use this depotting tool to kind of just mix everything together. So like if something is really, really low, like it just has like a smidgen of product left in it, I will break it open and get the rest of it out again with my depotting tool and put it in here. Right here, I keep just some palettes that are too big for the drawer. I don't necessarily use these every day. They're not necessarily my favorites, but they're just too big. Here I have all of my brushes, and I know it doesn't look like a lot, but even though it doesn't look like a lot, it's actually way more than I need. I use these brushes quite often because these are all my eye brushes, but for face brushes, I really only use this one, this one, this one, and this one. These are my 4 brushes I use every single day. I use the other brushes for other things, like I'll use this one to stipple on concealer, and then I use this brush for pressed powder. I use these 2 brushes for loose powder. So I do use this one actually quite often, but pretty much the rest of them don't get much use out of them. I don't know why I have so many. Here I have my Too Faced Peach Perfect loose powder, and then I have a sponge in a little holder that I bought at Winners, and then my Sephora color switch. So I just keep this out to clean off all my eye brushes when I'm done with them. Then I have this mirror. I bought this from Walmart. It has a light, and it also has like a regular looking mirror, and then it also has a zoomed in mirror, which I use this for all my like eye products, so my eyeliner, mascara, eyebrows. In the drawer, I just have a lot of random things. I have a lighter for my candle. I have a couple of lip chaps, so I have a Minnie Mouse one, Belle one, and a Captain America one. I have a couple more scrunchies. I have a Hufflepuff scrunchie and then a metallic scrunchie. Contact solution. This is actually really good to use if your mascara is getting old and just to give it a little bit more life for a couple more days. You can add some contact solution. In this box here is all of my lip products, and then I have some sunscreen for summertime. I have this, it is a e.l.f. setting spray. I don't like this setting spray, so I keep it in here, and I will use it to wet my brush if I just want to really add a really deep pop of color on my lid. This is the Tarte Guard. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the Alex drawers, as well as just this corner of my vanity area. First thing you'll see is these 2 pictures here. I bought these off of Etsy. I did buy the frames separately. They didn't come in frames. They just came with like the paper that they came drawn on. But the mirror here is from Walmart. It says collect moments, not things. I have a whole vlog where I bought this. And then this mirror, which I love, is actually from IKEA. And I've just hung here a couple of little keychains. I have a BB-8 and a BB-E9. I used to have a BB-8 keychain on my keys, but just because it's like a Lego, it did not take long for the color to all fade away. And then it just kind of looked like I just had like a white little doodad on my keychains. So in order to kind of keep them a little bit more vibrant, I don't use them on my keychains. I just hang them here for decoration. Down here I have a couple of like special item jewelry. In here I have It's a really nice pair of earrings that I got for my birthday a few years ago from Sam. And then beside this, I have the box that my Mickey Mouse watch is kept in. This is from 2018 when it was Mickey Mouse's 90th birthday. Nixon came out with an entire Mickey Mouse collection. There weren't a lot of female watches, which was kind of disappointing, but this was one of them. And Sam actually got me this for my birthday, which was amazing. So I keep it in the box because the box looks like Mickey Mouse. Like it has like the two little buttons and it says Disney Nixon. I have a few little decorative things like my tiara, a little plate here, or this holder I bought at HomeSense, and it just holds all my jewelry. I actually don't wear a ton of jewelry. Like the jewelry I have on now is my most worn jewelry. Here are all my drawers. In here I keep all of my extra makeup with the exception of my eyeshadow palettes, and I've actually labeled all of the drawers because I'm that OCD. So as you can see in this one, this is eye makeup. So we open it up and I have, this could sound insane, all of these two containers here is all mascaras with a few eyeliners thrown in there. These are all my ColourPop eyeshadows, and then I have a couple from e.l.f. I have a few things from NYX and Essence. Moving down, this is all face makeup. These two containers I bought from Amazon, and they house all my pressed powders, some extra highlights that I haven't used yet, and then these are all white powders. Then I have some extra highlights, some extra loose powders, and then I have just some more foundations. This is probably my most favorite foundation, to be completely honest. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte. I love CoverGirl stuff. They've recently become cruelty-free, which is fantastic. So I love using and supporting their brand. Another face drawer. This is all my primer setting spray. So here I have the Rimmel Stay Matte setting spray, as well as the Essence Instant Matte setting spray. Can you tell I really like things that are matte? I actually got these two containers from the Sephora Minnie Mouse collection. This one I keep all my glitter eyeliners, and then in here I keep extra eyeshadow primers as well as eyebrow products. In this bin, as you can see, I have a lot of primers. I have some extra sponges. This is my favorite drawer. This is my eyeshadow palette drawers. I've actually just recently gone through this drawer and gotten rid of a lot of stuff. You may be wondering, Jodey, why do you have a sifter in your drawer? For the longest time when I used a pressed powder, when it got to like the very end of it, I would keep them in a baggie, and then I would eventually grind it up and mix it with alcohol and make one pressed powder with a whole bunch of my like old ones that were like had just a tiny bit left. I find a lot easier to do is, so I still save them, but now when I get a whole bunch, I will actually just crush all of them through the sifter and make a loose powder out of all of them. So that is just my little way of saving every single drop of product you have. I don't like to throw out something until I've literally used every single drop of it. So that is my way of using every single ounce of pressed powder. I'll go through most of my palettes to just show you. Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette, the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, the Tarte Clay Play palette, and then the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette from the NYX Underneath It All palette, the NYX Love Contours All palette. This is probably one of my favorite and most used palettes. The Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette and the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Some of my smaller palettes, the Wet n Wild Au Naturel palette. These are the Hard Candy Glitterazzi palettes, the Too Faced Matte Chocolate Chip palette, the Too Faced Tickled Peach palette, the Kat Von D Shade and Light Jade, I think this one is, or Sage palette, and then the e.l.f, I think this is the, oh yeah, Nude Rose Gold palette. I love traveling with any of these palettes because they're quite small. In the back, I have a couple of really like sparkly palettes that I don't use every single day. I have the Pure Midnight Masquerade palette, the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself. This is basically just like a glitter palette. And then the Urban Decay Elements palette. In behind here, I have a whole bunch of false eyelashes, as well as a couple tubes of glue. And then right in the front here, I have Tarte Happy Girls Shine Brighter palette, Too Faced Gingerbread Cookie palette. Then I have two of the NYX Machinist palettes. And then here I have the Too Faced Just Peachy and the Too Faced White Peach palette. So that is my eyeshadow palette drawer. I did go through this a couple weeks ago and I got rid of a whole bunch of palettes. Like, I think I got rid of probably over 15 palettes because I honestly just don't use them anymore. There was a point in time in my life where I did wear a lot of makeup and I played with makeup a lot more, but I just don't anymore. I kind of have my set face makeup routine that I do every single day for work. Sometimes on the weekends, especially if I'm filming videos, I will play up my makeup a little bit more, but on a day-to-day basis when I'm working 5 days a week, I don't do a ton of makeup. So I did get rid of a whole bunch of my palettes. I do enjoy makeup still, like I still enjoy it and still have fun with it, but I just don't need nearly as much as I used to, so I did get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. And then the final drawer is honestly just a whole bunch of junk. I have some makeup bags that I use for traveling. I have some eyebrow shavers. I have some extra brushes. And then I just have a lot of plastic bags that I use in my garbage bin. And that's it. This last drawer is not exciting. And I had no idea what to label it, which is why this drawer does not have a label. So that's basically it. The only thing I haven't pointed out is my garbage bin and recycling bin underneath my desk. I do think it's very important to always recycle things. A lot of these things are plastic. Lots of these things are recyclable that I use. So I just keep that there as kind of like a little motivation to myself to make sure I try to recycle everything that possibly can be recycled. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and maybe gave you a few tips and inspiration for your own makeup vanity and makeup setup. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you guys later. Bye everybody.